Hi everyone, Siddarth here again. So recently what happened is a very close friend messaged me that he's struggling with kidney stones, excruciating pain. And that reminded me that for a long time I have been thinking of making a video on kidney stones, why they happen and what one can do about it. So kidney stones is a very common and excruciatingly painful problem, right? And often it leads to very expensive treatment options as well. And what makes it much worse is that for a majority of the people, the stones tend to keep coming back every few years. So why do kidney stones happen? What causes them and what can we do to prevent them? Before we dive into this topic, let us remember that the single most important reason for kidney stones is dehydration. Okay? Chronic dehydration. When you are not drinking enough water, obviously the volume of urine reduces. It becomes more concentrated. And when it is more concentrated, obviously the chances of stones precipitating out of it into the kidneys is much higher. Obviously, isn't it? So, especially people who have the tendency to generate kidney stones, they must ensure that they drink a minimum of 2 to 3 liters of water per day. And this figure also needs to be adjusted for time of the year, their job kind of profile. For example, if somebody is sitting in an AC room all day compared to somebody who is out on the road, for his job, the amount of water required obviously will be very different. A vast majority of these stones are of the calcium oxalate variety. I would say over 80%. So it is important for us to understand the metabolism, the factors that affect the metabolism of these two minerals, calcium and oxalate. Because only if we understand that, we can hope to ensure that the stones do not come back again. The first thing I will mention here is magnesium. Sufficient magnesium is critical in ensuring the proper use of calcium in the body. Only if the calcium is used properly, it won't be circulating around in your bloodstream, or more than normal will not be circulating in the bloodstream. So people who have the tendency to get kidney stones, they can consider taking a magnesium supplement, while gradually over a period of time increasing the proportion of foods which are magnesium rich naturally. The next most important ingredient here is vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 plays a very important role in the uptake of calcium into your bones versus it circulating in your bloodstream and getting excreted by your kidneys. If calcium remains in the bloodstream, there are higher chances of it reacting with other chemicals like oxalic acid and forming the stones. So sufficient amount of vitamin K2 in the body ensures that this does not happen. And when I say sufficient amount, remember whatever the reference range, make sure that it is in the upper third of the reference range. The next most important thing is the level of B vitamins in your body. All of them are important, and especially B6. These vitamins are very essential for glutathione synthesis, for oxalate metabolism, and nerve health. One important thing to remember here is that these vitamins should be of the active type, because they have an active and an inactive form, and not everyone's body is actually good at converting the inactive to the active form. Okay, so make sure that you go for the active forms, and especially, so for example, B6, generally it is sold in the pyridoxine form, but the active form is P5P. So do a little bit of your research and make sure that you're taking the active forms of these vitamins. The next item on the list is vitamin D. This is actually playing a negative role. High levels of vitamin D increase the absorption of calcium into the body, which may not necessarily be a good idea for people with a tendency to form kidney stones. Also, it does another thing. It uses up the available magnesium in the body. And when that happens, less magnesium is available to ensure proper utilization of calcium, once again impacting or increasing the chances of stone formation. So it's not that you have to keep your vitamin D levels very low, but make sure that you are taking it in a calibrated, proper manner. Now, the next thing might come as a surprise to most of you. You must avoid all forms of black tea. Okay, because black tea is a very rich source of oxalates. And as I said earlier, most of the kidney stones are of the calcium oxalate variety. And we can end up drinking mugs and mugs of this tea every day. So you can actually be loading up your body with the ingredient required to make the stones. So if you have a tendency to have kidney stones, you must stay far away from black tea. So just like black tea, there are other foods also which are rich in oxalates like almonds, beets, spinach, etc. So these should be consumed in moderate quantities by people who have this tendency. And especially if you are having the pain of a stone or you're even getting a slight sensation, you must completely remove these items from your diet, at least for the period of time. Now, a very simple and beautiful home remedy to even get rid of stones. Definitely prevent them, and you can even use it to get rid of simple small stones. You know what this is? Lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. Okay. So those who have the tendency to form kidney stones must ensure that at least half a lemon's juice, fresh lemon's juice, they are consuming every day. And if you have an active stone, you can go up to the juice of 4 lemons. Make sure they are good, fresh and organic. What happens is the citric acid content in the lemon juice tends to bind with the extra calcium available in the body, ensuring that the calcium is unable to bind with the oxalic acid, etc., and form the stones. There are other two very common dynamics which have a big role to play in the formation of kidney stones. These are insulin resistance and inflammation, which often go hand in hand. They are almost always found together in the body. So, for any lasting solution to kidney stones, one must address both of these dynamics in the body. If you want to understand how to address insulin resistance, you can check out my videos on type 2 diabetes. I hope this video gave you some useful information that you can start implementing right away. And if it makes a difference to your health, please do comment and let us know. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you soon again. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.